Hello, welcome back to the Feathers that Glow podcast. My name is Pamela, your host. I want to thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule to spend a few minutes with me on this solo episode. Yeah. So before we get into the topic, I want to define a few terms for you that I'll be using quite often in this episode. Yeah. So that would be goals and plans. Yeah. I'm going to read so that I don't say it wrong. When I say goals, I'm talking about the clear, specific results that you want to achieve. Goals that answers the question of what do I want, right? Am I clear? So goals is basically what you want to achieve. They could be a financial target, it could be a career milestone or personal change, it could even be a spiritual a commitment that you want to commit yourself. That is a goal. What do I want? So that's how I've defined a goal in this episode. Yeah. And when I talk about plans, I'm talking about the steps, the action, the strategies that you are going to take to reach the goal. Yeah. So plans answers the question of how will I get there? In short, goals are the destinations and the plans are the road the roadmap the roadmap to get to the destination. On today's episode, I want to share with you things that I will be focusing on this December to make the most out of this month, to be productive, and to give myself a strong kickstart of 2026. So, almost everyone, if not everyone, yeah, not everyone, because I know there are some people who are like, they are like on the go, like the 1st of December is like the first of the new year for them. But most of the people are in that year end fatigue. They are in the rush, the pressure of planning their festive seasons, and can't wait for the day they officially call it Key December boss. Because I know some people start calling the 1st of December Key December. And trust me, I understand. I'm in the same boat as you are at a certain extent. I'll get into that shortly. As you know, or for those that do not know yet, the second pillar of the Purpose and Glow podcast is all about productivity, it's about growth and becoming the best version of ourselves. Why do I mention that? Because I feel like December is a month where we should, like, even though the fatigue is getting heavier and heavier by day as we are in December, I want to share with you two things. Just two, not four, not six. Just two things that I will be doing this December to stay grounded, to be intentional, and to be ready for the new year. So here's the first thing that I'm going to do this December. Yeah. I will plan my 2026. As much as I want to take things slow, I mean, it's December, so I just want to wind down, rest, and pour into myself because I'm somebody that is always on a challenge. I am always on the move. I'm always in bed wanting to better myself. I'm always on a challenge. Basically, I'm always doing something to better myself. And that is in all areas of my life. So I get to focus on one area, sometimes two areas per time, but I'm always on a challenge. So one thing that I've noticed, why I say this is one thing that I've noticed is that if I want to have a better start of 2026, I should do that now. I should start preparing now in order for me to have a better 2026. The first thing that I'll do this December is to plan my 2026. To do that, I'll be taking time to just reset my life. Reset my life is as a time I can say, a moment, if I can say, where I just get to sit by myself and ask myself of the following questions. Yeah, what am I working on, or what am I working towards? What is not working for me? What is currently working? Where, in which area do I want to grow? In which area do I want to slow down? Which area is most important right now? Or which one do I first tackle? Or which one do I first attack? such areas, or if I'm going to attack all areas, how do I go about it without experiencing a deeper burnout? Because burnout is a thing, and just changes that I need to do, or things that are basically things that are working out and not working out. I ask myself the deeper question: is this really working out for me? Okay, yeah. For example, the Purpose and Glow podcast. Yeah, do I really want to continue with the Purpose and Glow? If yes, why? And if no, why not? You understand? I get, and then I can even go deeper and say that, is this the will of God? Is this pleasing to God? Why am I doing it? Who am I doing it for? Just the deeper questions that you get to ask yourself. And that can only happen when you take some time off to just reset your life, ask yourself the harder questions, the difficult questions. Because if you don't ask yourself the difficult questions, you will not get to know who you are, what you want. Otherwise, you just go with the flow. But once you get time or a moment to just sit down with yourself and ask yourself the difficult question, not only will you find yourself, or you find your true self, or your purpose, if I can say. But you get to find what work and what is not working, if you should really continue. Because sometimes you have plans, you have goals, but they are probably not working for you. But because you don't, I don't know how to say the word, introspect yourself, you don't get to find out the question, the whether it's working for you and whether you want to continue or not. Yeah. So it's just to ask yourself, how much do I want to save in terms of money? How much do I want to save or invest in the year 2024? What do I want to achieve in all areas of my life? What do I want, the person I want to be? Who do I see myself as by the end of 2026? What do I want to achieve? And that starts now during December, because that starts now when I take a moment to just set my goals. I don't really like to set them, to call them goals, but they are goals. At the end of the day, they are goals that I want to achieve. So this December, that's the first thing I'm going to do. I am going to plan out or set goals for 2026. Remember, there's a difference between goals and plans. Yeah? Goals is what I want, and plans are how do I get there. So I'll be focusing on four areas of my life, right? That is my spiritual life. My spiritual life has to do with the spiritual commitments I want to be. Who do I want to be at the end of 2026 in terms of my spiritual life? It could be, I don't do challenges like reading the whole Bible per year. No, I don't, because I read 3 verses per day. I pick a book and then I read 3 verses, but just things like that. Those are just roadmaps. Those are plans that I have. I want to be like and this, for example, could be, I want to be an honest person. I want to be somebody of integrity. I want to draw closer to God. Maybe your goals in terms of your spiritual life, you say, I want to draw closer to God. So, and it comes back to the plan. How do you want to draw closer to God? How do I get closer to God? So those are just things that I need to sit down and analyze myself, see what I'm currently doing, see what is working, see what is not working in terms of my spiritual life. Then I take it from them. That is my the second area of my life would be my family. I Family includes my marriage, it includes my son motherhood, it includes homemaking, and it includes a relative as well. So I'm gonna see how do I want my 2026 to end, like in terms of my family, in terms of my marriage, date nights, and all that, just everything else that involve family. That is family is divided into four: my marriage, my son, homemaking, and relatives, right? So that is under family. That is my career. Career has to do with my businesses, the person I want to be. I also recently started my business personal page, if I can say. I say personal because it's under my name, so it's a brand that I'm building. So I want to work on it. So that's also under career, the businesses and the podcast, all that will fall under career. And the fourth area of my life that I want to focus on is my personal life. Because I need to take care of me in order for me to just be me or get to where I want to be, I also need to refill in my cup. Just take care of me, basically. And also, this could include my diet, health, weight loss, because I'm on a weight loss journey. And the weight that I want to lose, I want to lose it gradually. I don't want to lose it fast. That's why I think I'll forever be. Is that weight loss? Yes, I still want to lose a bit of kg. I did lose a bit of weight, happy for that, but I still not where I want to be. But obviously, at the same time, I don't want to lose it fast. So that's why I'm gradually doing it. So maybe I should call it a health journey. Huh, but we'll see. Whatever it is, I'm gonna be on. That was part of it. Maybe join the gym. No, I'm not gonna join the gym. Mm-mm. I think my 10,000 steps are good. Then probably join the swim lessons. I see a lot of people are doing tennis right now. Some are even doing golfing. Just be part of something extra rather than my day to day. That could be solo dates. It could be taking myself out to the spa because this whole year, can you believe it? This whole year, I never went to a spa even after doing the 75 hard. That was one of the things I promised myself to do after the 75 hard, but I didn't. Can you believe it? I never went to the spa this whole year. I never had a body massage this whole year. It's not something I'm like, yeah, I should do it. But at the same time, I need it. I need it. I need it. I say this because I was watching a, a creator saying that they just don't like spas. They don't like other people touching them apart from their partner. So I was like, I don't think the same way because we do need the massages. You need to relax the what the muscles and all that. I know your partner could do that, but I feel like sometimes somebody who's professional at that could do better. But anyways, those are the areas that I'm seeking to see change in my life, to see balance and to see growth. So I'm focusing on those areas. That is my spiritual life. That would be my family life, my career, and personal life. Four areas that I need to sit down in this December and just plan out my 2026. So yeah, I should also mention that I'm somebody that uses the 12-week year system. I love that system. I think it just works. So my year is usually divided into four quarters, like Q1, Q2, Q3. So I just feel like it just makes it clearer. That system works for me because it's smart method. I feel like it fits in very well with the 12-week year and it just helps me stay focused. I have 12 weeks to focus on three things. I get it done. I move on to the next, and then I have a rest week. Rest week, then I move on to the next 4 weeks. 12 weeks, then I rest for a week. Then the next 12 weeks is just like work, work, work. Then you move on to the next 12 weeks. That's why it works for me. I love it because it also gives me time frame to work on something, and it also gives me rest time as well to just rejuvenate myself for the next 12 weeks. Yeah. So that's the one thing I'll be doing this December. So if you want to join me, please, let's go ahead. The next thing is that I will be writing. Yeah, that one is to sit down, right? Plan out my 2020. The next thing that I will be doing is I will be physically, do you notice physically writing down. I will be writing down my goals. Yes, it's part of the first thing, but just listen to this. Yeah, I'll be writing down my 2026 goals before I go on holidays. Did you hear me right? That's the thing. Second thing I'll do. I will be physically writing down my 2026 goals, like physically, before I go on holidays and call it Kid December boss. Not that I use the word, but it's the word that is trending on the street. So that's what we'll be using, right? So I'm a pen and paper person. I love my pen and paper. I love my diaries. I'm that girl that has a lot of diaries. So I used both systems. I like the daily planners. I like the weekly planner. I like the monthly planner. Then I made myself the 12-week planner as well for the for each Q. Yeah, for each quarter to say. So I'm just like that. I have a lot of planners, but I'm just gonna write them down. I am writing them down before I fully switch off. When I switch off from work, I'm gonna cut off. So when I go on holiday, I will fully switch off work. I will get rest because I just want to be fully present in everything I do this December. I want to be a present wife. I want to be a present mom. I want to be a present daughter, cousin, aunt. I want to be a present person this holiday. So that's why I say when I switch off from work, I switch off from everything and just be in the moment. Yeah. So why am I doing this before I go on holiday? I just want to have my goals thought of. Remember the reset that I'm going to do earlier? I just want to have my goals thought of. Even right now, I have an idea of what I want, but I need to sit down and just, do that word and just sit down and analyze and just work on myself in order for me to have a clear goal of what I want. Write them down, have them written somewhere before you go on holiday because they are carefully chosen and carefully thought of instead of coming back from the holidays and wanting to write down, your goals from scratch. Nothing wrong with that, but it helps for you to go on holiday knowing what you want for the next year. So if anything also changes during the course of the holiday, you can just come and add on, build on what you already have. That's why I say write them down. And for me, if the goal is not written down, like research also agrees with me, and they said, according to research, I just don't have according to research, if a goal is written down, it has how many chances? It has more than 40%, is it 46 or 46% to come to pass. But if you don't write it down, even if it's on your note phone, but take time and just analyze and ask yourself, this is what I want to be. Why do I want this? Where is it coming from? Is it coming from what I've seen on social media, or is it because this is what I truly want? This is me. This is coming from me, myself. I honestly believe that if you go on holiday with your goals written down, it's a good place to start from. It is indeed a good place to start from because your goals are not just rushed just to say I have goals. Because the moment you rush your goals and just write them down, so long as just having goals written down for the sake of writing them down, the chances of you not accomplishing them are very high because you don't know, first of all, where that goal is coming from. Maybe it's just something you saw in the passing. You're like, oh, I want that. But you never really had the moment to sit down and ask yourself, why do I want that? Let me say you want a home. Yeah. I want to buy a house in 2026. You have to sit down and say, why do I want a home? Will my finances allow me to buy a home? And the situations, and to how much do you need to save in order for you to buy a home? Maybe you don't need a you don't you need maybe you say yes, you do need a home, you want it. I mean, everybody wants to be a homeowner, or at least most of the people want to be homeowners, but maybe it's not in 2026, it's in 2027. But you then need to see, in order for you to reach in order for you to buy a home in 2027, there are necessary steps that you need to take in 2026. How do you get there? The plan, roadmap to getting to what you want. So I encourage you as well to do the same. Write down your 2026 goals and plans before you officially call it Key December. So do this one thing before the year ends. So write down your goals and plans before you officially go on holidays. Thank you so much for spending time with me on today's episode. I should say that this is the last episode of the year, but not of the season. So we will be closing off season 3 in style in 2026. I want to take some time to appreciate all our subscribers, all our viewers, every episode that you have watched, you've liked, you've commented and shared. I appreciate you, man. I do. And also everyone that has approached me on a personal level just to give me words of encouragement or just to tell me how they enjoy or love the podcast. Thank you so, so much. But one thing that could do is for you to write the comment or to give me those words of encouragement or comments on the actual video or on the episode, because of the algorithm. Not that I'm not saying don't come and give me the compliments and the words of encouragement, but it would be nice for you to say that on the comments because of the algorithm, like I've said. Thank you so much for the wonderful guests that we have on season 3 so far. I say so far because the year has not ended yet, because we are closing off the year in style in 2026. This will be the last episode, like I've said, because I'm going on holidays. So, but before I go on holidays, yeah, I'm gonna write down my goals. I'm gonna take some time and just sit, check out, and just have a me moment for me to plan my 2026. And I invite you to do the same as well. So as we step into the festive season, I want to leave you with these words. Yeah. In everything that you do or everywhere you go, invite the Lord Jesus Christ. And if you cannot invite the Lord Jesus Christ in everything that you do or everywhere that you go, do not go or do not do it. Happy holidays, everybody. My name is Pamela Nangombe, your host, and this is the Purpose and Glow podcast. Until next year, 2026. Bye bye.